And welcome back to Youth Work Weekly. I'm now joined by Mike Nutting, an employee at Seabreeze Amusement Park in Rochester. Mike, thank you very much for joining us today. And really quick, just give us a breakdown of how long you've been working at Seabreeze and also what enticed you to work there in the first place.
Well, about a year ago, I was looking through the ads in the local newspaper, and I saw that Seabreeze is beginning hiring process, and they start hiring back near Thanksgiving time for the next season. I've worked there now for one summer season, a couple months over the summer, and training a couple months before then.
Now, you're talking about training. What was the training like? Did they give you specific things to do in terms of how to operate, or was it just a broad, I guess, just a broad look at everything in the park, including the way you should deal with customers and sales relations, things of that nature?
Well, we had a couple weeks of training based on customer service, how to interact with the customers, and an overview of the park, emergency procedures, and anything like that. And then throughout the time I started working there during the season, we had individual training on each different ride.
Now, what's your specific day-to-day operations? What do you do at the park?
I'd get to the park about 20 minutes before my shift would start. I'd look around, make sure everything's running smoothly, and then I would get assigned to my specific ride, and I would be there for the rest of the day.
Now, a specific ride, for those of us who might know what Seabreeze is, could you give us a little breakdown of what the ride was and what kind of, whether it was a roller coaster or just a standard operating ride, kids ride, anything of that nature?
Throughout this summer, I progressed from different rides. I started out and I would be at like the teacups, somewhat of a more easy ride to operate, and I eventually moved up to the top roller coaster over at Seabreeze.
Now, looking at your coworkers in general, what were your coworkers like? Were they from the same area as you? Were they the same age group? Just what were your coworkers like at Seabreeze?
Most of the ride operators, I didn't really know too much besides the ride operators, but they were all high school and college students trying to get just a summer job. My managers, the oldest they would get was about 30, so they were all fairly young.
Now, you look at the power pyramid in general, what were your supervisors like, and what did it take for them to get promoted to that kind of a position?
My two superiors, my two bosses I had in the rides department, they started out, I heard they were working since they were about 15 years old, and they've been in the park ever since. And the more they work there, the more promotions they got. So it's more on how long you work there over the quality of your work.
Now, the experiences that you've had at Seabreeze, in a few sentences, just break down how are you going to use those in the future?
Well, I learned a lot easier how to deal with people. That was one of my biggest problems entering that was I was always a shy person and I couldn't deal with people, and that helped me interact with people and help on that.
And there we go. Once again, Mike Nutting, thank you very much. If you want more information, go to www.seabreeze.com. Come back in a couple of minutes. We're going to be having Dale Hartnett talk.